Hey everyone, it's Eric here on Daily Mail FTM, and this week we're talking about going back to school. And my biggest advice, my first advice to anybody going back to school this year is to talk to the counselors there. It is their job to make sure that your education goes smoothly and that you're not bullied and just for everything to go alright. So they're the best people for you to talk to in regards to trying to be more comfortable at school. They'll give you advice on what you should do and how to go about everything, and maybe even just a voice to talk to. I know not every counselor is going to be super accepting and help you out, but most of them should at least understand, especially with all the media coverage lately. I'm sorry to anybody who doesn't have a supporting therapist, or counselor, I'm sorry. You could try going to the board, you could try explaining to them that it's their job to help you. I don't know. I don't have experience with unsupportive counselors. My school was very accepting and very supporting of me, but your counselor's probably going to tell you, if they don't tell you to F off first, is to talk to your teachers. And if you're in the middle of the school year, I don't know, you could talk to them, they could start switching over. If you want to stay stealth though, and maybe you're going to a new school or something, what I did, even though I was in a big vocational school, I graduated in May, blah blah blah, I came out near the end of my junior year, but because there were so many students there, half of them didn't know I was trans anyway. So on the first day of my senior year, I went around to every single teacher I had before class even started, and I told them, this is what my name is on your roster, and this is what I want my name to be on your roster. And they all changed it. The only issue I seemed to have was with substitutes. I would bring that up with your teachers, that they need to make sure the substitutes get the roster with your preferred name on it, because it always seemed to happen. Somehow the substitute would get a hold of the roster that had my birth name on it, which I didn't even know existed. I thought it was scratched out, but yeah, that outed me to everyone, which was great. But hopefully your teachers will understand, and they'll make sure that future substitutes get the roster that they're supposed to have. So, as far as students, I personally didn't experience any bullying after I came out. Nobody really said anything rude. I mean, I got a couple of very not okay questions. Everybody does. But I just explained to them that it is not okay to ask me about that, and they stopped. So, if you experience bullying again, counselors, board members, teachers, talk to the staff. They're going to help you the most out of anybody, hopefully. Maybe have a small group of friends that know as well. I know, because I was in a vocational school, I had a specific class that I spent half of my day in, and everybody there knew that I was trans because we had the same class for 2 years. That's why I was there. One of the students from that class actually was the reason why I went to my own graduation. So I wasn't going to go because I hadn't and still haven't changed my name legally, and I didn't want them to call that out at graduation, so I was like, I'm just not going to go. She heard me and ended up emailing the director of the school, who then pulled me into her office, said, that's a stupid reason not to go, and then had her secretary change my name in the roster. It doesn't change your name on your diploma, unless you legally change your name, but when they call out your name, it won't be your birth name. So, something to keep in mind. If it's not legally binding, they can change your name in whatever it is. It might not be changed on the computers and in their system for grading and everything, but they don't have to call out your birth name. So, my suggestion, don't stay silent around the staff, but talk to people, because if you just stay silent, then nothing will change. So, that's my advice for this week. And I will see you all next Saturday.